Since 1999, the Chinese have been ardently pushing to get the United States to sit down in Geneva to negotiate a treaty that would prevent the weaponization of space and would prevent any earthbound weapons that could be used against objects in space. Now, Chinese aren't the only ones, by the way. The Russians are there too. In fact, every country in the world, except for Israel, favors such a treaty. There's been UN resolutions since 1981 in which the countries of the world have expressed their interest and their desire to see the Conference on Disarmament in Geneva negotiate a new space treaty, one that would be ironclad, would prevent any space-related weapons. It's called Prevention of an Arms Race in Outer Space, PAROS, one of these clunky acronyms they so often use. Ever since the early 80s, the United States has used its veto power at the Conference on Disarmament in Geneva to make sure we don't engage in any such talks. Now, that's pretty startling. We're a nation that prides itself as being based on the rule of law. That's fundamental. The Constitution is fundamental. The rule of law is fundamental. Every nation in the world, save for the United States and Israel, say they want a new space treaty. Every year we say, no, we're not going to talk about it. We give many reasons officially. We say, well, it's not possible to negotiate one, so why even talk about one? Unofficially, in the Pentagon, in D.C. think tanks, and the White House, the point is this: we do not want to close any options. We do not want to try to negotiate a treaty. We do not want to sit down and talk. This has been the view under Reagan, under H.W. Bush, under Bill Clinton, and certainly George W. Bush. We do not want to talk. I think it's time to sit down and talk and see if we can actually do it. If everybody in the world says they want it, maybe it's possible to do it. Now, when the Chinese and the Russians say they want it, maybe they're bluffing, maybe they're posturing, trying to make points, but we don't know that for sure. We don't know it for sure until we sit down and try to do it. So, when we have a new president, his first duty, one of his first duties should be to order his ambassadors in Geneva to sit down and conduct serious talks. Not yet negotiations. You can't go into negotiations right away, but you've got to set some ground rules. You've got to sit down and talk to one another and do it in a serious kind of way.